This is an ABP Life podcast.
A murder case that shocked the entire country. A crooked mindset that is beyond contemplating. And a poor soul that didn't deserve this ending. In one of the most spine-chilling murder cases I've ever came across, 28-year-old Aftab Amin Poonawala murdered his girlfriend Shraddha Walkkar, chopped her body into 35 pieces, and scattered them across Delhi's Mehrauli forest area. As I speak these words, I still can't let this sink in, that a boy chopped his significant other into pieces and scattered them. So today on Clear Cut, let's take a look into the relationship of Aftab and Shraddha. What actually went wrong? What triggered Aftab to go to such an extent? And how he hushed up the murder for nearly 6 months. Let's decode all of this today. How far can you go for your love? We've all seen in movies that people go above and beyond to get the love of their life. But how far can you go to end your love? How far can you go to get away from your love? And how can love turn into such hate? What was the love story between Aftab and Shraddha? Well, Shraddha met 28-year-old Aftab at a call center in Mumbai and started dating each other. Shraddha was a Hindu and Aftab was a Muslim. So Shraddha's parents did not approve the interfaith relationship. However, that didn't stop the couple. Soon they eloped to Delhi and started their live-in relationship. Both of them even landed jobs at a multinational call center, rented an apartment in Delhi's Chhattarpur. Till now it seems like a happy couple who loved each other so much that they ran away from their homes and didn't even pay heed to their parents' consent, right? I mean, this is what love looks like, right? Well, then you're terribly mistaken. Soon their relationship turned turbulent. Shraddha began asking Aftab to marry her, but Aftab was reluctant to marry her, which eventually led to frequent fights between them. Then, on 18th May this year, all hell broke loose when the couple was having a heated argument over marriage. The war of words triggered Aftab, and the 28-year-old man strangled poor Shraddha to death. Aftab got nervous. He didn't know what to do. He didn't want to be arrested. This is when the crooked mind of Aftab hatched an atrocious ploy to hush up the murder. Aftab chopped Shraddha's body into 35 pieces using a meat cleaver. As I'm narrating this, it's sending chills down my spine. According to reports, Aftab was a trained chef as well. Reports also highlight that Aftab purchased a 300-liter fridge to store the body parts. And for the next 18 days, Aftab used to sneak out at dead hours of the night to dispose of the parts one at a time. To keep the foul smell away in his apartment, he used to light incense sticks. According to reports, he was inspired by a hit US show called Dexter, where the protagonist is a serial killer. Reports also highlight that when Shraddha's body parts were in his fridge, he used to invite friends over to his apartment. He even used to invite girls over to his apartment he met online. All of this while Shraddha's body parts were in his fridge. How crooked can a person's mindset be? But now you all might be thinking, how come the murder got unraveled after nearly 6 months? So Shraddha's family was not on speaking terms with her because of her relationship with Aftab. But according to media reports, one of Shraddha's friends told her parents that Shraddha's phone was switched off for weeks, which instantly put her parents in panic. Shraddha's father filed a missing persons complaint. Her father even went to their rented apartment in Chhattarpur and couldn't find her there. After this, the Maharashtra police referred the case to Delhi police. When the police initially questioned Aftab about Shraddha, he said that they had broken up in May. The police checked Shraddha's bank records but couldn't find any transaction. The cops sensed something was wrong, and then they grilled Aftab about her whereabouts. And eventually, he confessed to his heinous crime. Now people are asking questions that shows like Dexter, who promote murder, who glorify murder, should they be allowed? Shows like these trigger the crooked mindsets of people. I agree that it's engaging to watch them. It's pure content. But should there be a check on shows like these? And now to speak further on this issue, we have consultant clinical psychologist Dr. Shraddha Sharma on the show today.
So welcome to Clearcut, Dr. Shraddha. It's a pleasure to have you. So the whole country is now talking about this heinous crime, this atrocious crime. Everyone's talking how crooked the mindset of the murderer Aftab must have been. People want to know, how does a person reach such a point where he can commit something as heinous as this? What's the build-up to such a heinous mindset?
So this is not a one-day process, as we all are reacting because something happened. Process of a personality which actually took 28-29 years, and no one ever responded on that behavior. It was definitely his parents who must have observed some early signs in his personality when he was growing up. He must be having some issue with the conduct disorder. He must be having some traits of clearly for antisocial personality. And the girl, which is no longer with us, but definitely there were some red flags in the relationship. He must be controlling, he must be aggressive, he must be manipulative, he must be a systematic liar. All these are the some red flags which were presented there, but everyone just avoided. In that sense, okay, he is a person who is very close to me. I can reconsider it. And that is the reason this happened. So nothing just in just one day or, just heat of a stroke. It actually a very important part of the personality which we avoided. His close family friends, his partner avoided.
All right.
When attention was required. Yeah.
Okay. Now there's been a lot of chatter about the true crime shows like Dexter, etc. And it's been said that Aftab was influenced by these shows. So do you think that these crime shows really influence the masses and especially trigger people with crooked mindsets to commit such crimes? And should these shows be checked before the masses see it?
So for that, I can't completely deny this shows no have any credit or something like that, or even I cannot go for full credit on that show only. We all have some specific liking and disliking. Again, it is about your personality pattern. Whatever you like, what kind of personality you are having, you will get along with such kind of people. You will get along with such kind of interests, right? So you have something in your personality. That's why you like that idea. That's why you were not able to analyze the complete psychology behind it. Okay, someone is committing a crime, but what are the consequences in the future? What were the history about this crime? So these are the some parts which we need to consider when we are seeing some psychological thriller or some, crime stories, because it is important. Look, what we are doing right now, we are again talking about this crime. Why? Because we want to educate other people to stop such incident in the future. But we need to, now audience need to pay full attention. Okay, this happened, these are the consequences, these are resolutions, right? But when such personality who are already having antisocial traits, who are already psychopaths or sociopaths, they will consider only that plot, which is, cruel, which is aggressive, which is just about that incident. The beginning part, the ending part, which is including maybe rehabilitation, which is including, consequences, they usually avoid it. They don't want to register this thing in their mind. This is the issue. So first, we need to cover all the part in such web series or in such documentaries, whatever we are presenting. That is important. But again, we need to improve our perspective whenever we are watching such kind of series.
All right. So now people with mindset like Aftab are honestly all around us, and we don't know it. We don't even know it. And there is one small step away from being triggered and to commit something like this. So how can we identify such people around us, and how can we help them before things go south?
So as I discussed in the first question itself, there are always red flags for such kind of personality, right? In your relationship, maybe in your family. So we need to be more observant about these red flags. talking about this specific case, talking about a kind of partner in a relationship, whether it is live-in or maybe, marriage also, because we know that we have so many abusive marriage, but just because you have that social stigma, you can't get divorced, you can't, be a topic in the society, you never talk about it. But when you are having a partner, a person in close by who is controlling, who can't handle a no. If you are saying no, if you are not following their instruction, it could be anything, maybe like about food choices, maybe about you are choosing some destination to go, maybe you are going to shopping, but you are choosing something and then he's saying no. And if you are trying to put your point of view, they are not welcoming it. They are just getting aggressive, or maybe they are making some faces. So this is some early signs which is showing no, they can't handle any no. They can't handle any opposition about their behavior, about their choices. Otherwise, the other thing, a systematic lying. Systematic lying is like manipulation and systematic lying have a thin line. Manipulation is completely, I have done something wrong, now I'm manipulating you. No, I have done this due to this, due to that. And I'm being emotional just to justify my reasons for some wrongdoing. Systematic lying is, I used to lie in my general conversation without any conscious intention. That is systematic lying. So you will find systematic lying and manipulation frequently in their behavior. That is again a part of this thing. Most important part, they are never inclined with the societal rules. Any rules, regulations coming, anyone is, if they are supposed to behave in a particular manner, they will have problem with this. They can't follow traffic rules properly. They can't follow any government authority instruction properly. They can't follow your simple guidance. If you are advising them for a, lifestyle change, for good food habits, they will show resistance for each and everything. So these are some red flags which you can identify easily in your relationship. No, I need to work on it. And the other important part, which usually we avoid, if your partner became aggressive, especially physically or maybe abusive, once, twice, please don't avoid it. If someone can be aggressive once, they can go to any extent, because when you are allowing it, definitely you are pampering that behavior. Okay, I can take it. You are allowed to extend this degree. And there they want, that acknowledgement about that wrongdoing. So we need to consider, if once this is happening, you need to talk about it. I'm not saying you just go and break this relationship, but please go and acknowledge this thing. This is wrong. Develop that insight and go for professional help.
And what if one of my friends is showing these red flags? What if my significant other is showing these red flags? How should I help them? How should I reach out to them?
If you can talk normally, if my friend is showing aggression again and again, first I would ask, is there anything going on? Are you anxious? Are you having trouble with anything, personal life, professional life? Try to be empathic in that way. Just don't advise, okay, just let's go to professional advice, you are being psycho, or you are being rude, you need professional help. This could be offensive. But first, if you are being empathic to that person, you are asking, what happened? In general conversation, okay, dude, I'm seeing that you are not feeling well. Something happened. And definitely that will be, a kind of ice-breaking point. Okay, he is the one, she is the one who can relate with this. If I'm angry, it means I'm having some emotional discomfort. So I can share with them. Then they will share with you, and then you can guide for the professional help. You don't need to just advise. You don't need to be advisor only. You need to be an actual true friend who can understand them and then guide accordingly.
Well, Dr. Shraddha, thank you so much for your precious time. It was an absolute pleasure speaking to you on this pressing issue. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and thank you.
So that's all the news and scoops I have for you today. This episode was produced by Lalit. This is your newsman Rudrashish Kanjilal signing off. Have a wonderful day ahead and keep listening to ABP Live podcasts.
This is an ABP Live podcast.